Welcome to NCC Sports Live alongside Ian Harmand. I'm Mike Lederer. And Ian, with a trip to the Sweet 16 on the line, the Orange took the court against Big East foe Marquette, looking to avenge their 76-70 loss from earlier in the season.
Revenge on SU's mind in the round of 32. The last time the Orange and Golden Eagles met, Jim Boeheim and company left Milwaukee on a low note after dropping 4 in a row at the end of January. Fast forward to March, win or go home time, as SU aimed to soar past Marquette and on to Newark for the East Regionals. Brandon Trish ready to rock and roll in Cleveland for SU. Early going SU looking good. A trap in the corner. Turnover leads to the offense. In transition, Trish, the lob to C.J. Fair for the flush. Cuse up by 7 in the early going first half. Towards the end of the first half, right before halftime, Marquette in the lead now by 1. Jimmy Butler, baseline J, the Butler did it, taking a 3-point lead into intermission, much to the dismay of head coach Jim Boeheim. Second half, Brandon Trish falling hard, hitting the deck, a bruised tailbone at that point early on in the second half. He would not return for the Orange.
And Ian, even without Trish, this game would stay close down the stretch here. Rick Jackson finding Chris Joseph for the slam to put the Orange back on top. But the Golden Eagles would answer with a hot cup of Jay Crowder for 3. Marquette ties it at 59. It's the month of March, so you know there's going to be some madness. Under a minute to go, 18th turnover of the game here. A backcourt violation called on Scoop Jardine. But was it really a backcourt violation? The replay shows here the ref might have made the incorrect call. Nonetheless, the ball goes to Marquette, and they will take advantage as Darius Johnson-Odom hits the 3 to put Marquette up for good. The Orange with one last chance to tie it here. Scoop Jardine for 3 off the mark, and that will do it. Syracuse falls to number 11 ranked Marquette 66-62. The Orange's season comes to a close, and after the game, Scoop Jardine and Deion Waiters reflected on a disappointing end to what was once a promising season.
It was a better team. We went to line 7 times and we still winning the whole game, or winning the game at the end of the game. So we closed the better team. They made the best plays on the stretch for the game. We the better team, man. 18 turnovers. That's out. First game, probably like 7 turnovers. This thing like this, you just can't make mistakes like that. You just can't. And, you know, we made them, and you see what happened.
From the college ranks to high school basketball, postseason fever is spreading across New York State. While the Orange's season once again ended with unfinished business, the Jamesville DeWitt Red Rams were hoping for deja vu as they went for their 4th straight Class A state championship against Harborsfield High School. Great crowd on hand at the Glen Falls Civic Center, including Kentucky head coach John Calipari scouting DeJuan Coleman early on in this one. Tyler Cavanaugh there for the putback. Cavanaugh finishes with 22 points and 13 rebounds in the game. Here, Demetrius Mitchell hits the outside 3. It was all Red Rams in the first half. They led it 41-20 at halftime, and then DeJuan Coleman took over.
Mike, the DeJuan Coleman show underneath, off the glass and in. Then in transition, Coleman, the Thunder from down under, stuffs it for the Red Rams, and then the big 1-5 from the 3-1-5, showing a little range. He hit 2 triples in this game, finished with 22 points, 16 boards. JD wins it 66-51, their 4th straight Class A title. They're on to Albany for yet another tournament next weekend. In college basketball, it's Kentucky and North Carolina. On the gridiron, Michigan and Texas. As for college lacrosse, Johns Hopkins and Syracuse own the top 2 spots for all-time wins. As the Orange look to make it 5 straight over the Blue Jays, SU newcomer Tommy Palasek took the field for a chance to stick it to his former team. John Desko looking for his 10th win against JHU. Fast forward to the 3rd quarter, low-scoring game on the doorstep. Here's a goal from Zach Palmer. Finishes it off for the Blue Jays. They take a 4-3 lead. Towards the end of the game, Syracuse needing a comeback, and guess who they're going to turn to? The senior from Ontario, Stephen Keogh, ties the game at 4. We go to extras. In the extra period, Johns Hopkins now in transition. On the doorstep, Kyle Wharton thinks he's won the game. Celebration on the field for Johns Hopkins. Take another look, though. Guadagnolo defending. Wharton steps on the crease. No goal. Second overtime, Syracuse winning a crucial faceoff. And guess who it is again? Stephen Keogh finishes it off. This senior celebration time for the Orange. They improve to 6-0. Perfect season still intact for Syracuse as they head down to Villanova to take on the Wildcats next week.
From spring sports to news about a certain fall team, sophomore tight end Beckett Wales has left school and will miss the rest of spring practice due to personal reasons. The outlook for the rest of Coach Doug Marone's Orange is crystal clear as they continue to prepare for the 2011 campaign. Now, as the first day of full pads at Manley Fieldhouse, as quarterback Ryan Nassib will look to build on last year's 8-5 season. On the defensive side of the ball, after losing 7 starters from last year's team, wide receiver turned linebacker Dyshawn Davis has been turning heads throughout the spring. As the team moves forward, head coach Doug Marone believes last year is behind them, and the focus is squarely on 2011.
You know, you never start where you left off, and you have an expectation of, you know, hey, here we go, let's start where we picked off, but you can't. You know, our foundation and our fundamentals, you know, today, you know, we just worked on some tackling, worked on some blocking, but, you know, they need to increase, and we have to make sure that everyone understands we have a long way to go.
It was very hot in there, but we got used to it, especially by the time we got the hit in the first team period. That was a lot of fun, and it was just nice to get back into the juice of things, you know, and we were all playing well, competing well, and I think, you know, it was a lot of fun just for the first day of pads.
And Ian, the Orange coming off their first bowl win in over a decade in the Pinstripe Bowl last season. What's the outlook for 2011?
Things are looking great going into 2011. Already some great scenes from spring practice. Should be exciting to see how the Orange fare a year after having some bowl success. After the break, we'll preview a big-time Big East lacrosse matchup under the lights in your hometown, Mike, Philadelphia, as the top-ranked Orange visit the #7 Wildcats on Saturday night.